So today we're going to go ahead and take a look at this 750 Ti I just picked up. As you can see here, it's pretty dusty and grimy. A little bit of dirt everywhere on it. So we're going to go ahead and clean this card up, take it apart, put some new thermal compound on it. It's an older card, so it's probably all dried up. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to do that. With these cards, it's super simple. It's really just 4 bolts, pull it off, wipe it clean. But I know that can be a little bit intimidating if you're doing it for the first time. So let's go ahead and get right into it.
So now we're going to go ahead and begin the teardown of the card here. So we're going to start by removing these 4 bolts right on the bottom of the card. It's super simple. They're real easy. They just come right out. So the reason we're doing this is that over time thermal compound tends to dry out, so it doesn't end up conducting the heat as efficiently. So if we notice our temperatures start going back up on our GPUs, CPUs, our old ones, a lot of times that's problems with the thermal compound just getting older. So that's why we're going to be replacing it. Normally every couple of years is a good time to do it. And this card's pretty dusty and dirty, so it definitely looks like it could use it. Let's just go with that. I'm thinking that he might have kept it underneath his desk or something, or just put it in a really bad area. Alright, going ahead and pull this off here. Oh man, these things are just dirty. So it's kind of important to make sure you put your screws back in the same spot together, that way you know where it come from what. So now our card is officially pulled apart here. We got all our bolts out, so we're going to go ahead and pull the card apart. So what we want to do is we just kind of want to twist it sideways just a little bit, just to break that seal. That's all it takes. Shouldn't take much effort here. And make sure to be careful that you're not pulling off the fan headers. So when we pull it off, we want to make sure we're not ripping those fan headers off. It's really easy to do that. So there's our CPU cooler. So on this one, you notice that there's actually these 2 thermal pads right here, and that's for the memory right there. So we want to make sure that we replace that as well, because they look pretty dirty. Go through and clean them up and replace them. This thermal compound is just kind of dry. You can definitely tell it's older. It doesn't really not doing much on there anymore. The point of thermal compound is to have that conductivity, and when it's hard and it's just sitting there, it doesn't really do much. And look how disgusting this is. Oh, it's just covered. Gonna have to take this thing outside to clean it off. Can't even see it on here. It's just dry. It kind of rolls off, but it's just baked on there. So we're gonna go ahead and pull off our thermal pads here. Yeah, look how much cleaner it is right there where the pads were. So I'm going to go ahead and clean this up. Cleaned all the thermal compound out of here. I just use isopropyl alcohol for this. This works the best. Just your general, 91% isopropyl alcohol. That way you don't have to worry about getting it all over the card, because you can just wipe the whole card down with it and it's not going to have any issues as long as you let it dry completely. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and we'll be right back. So here it is, the finished product. Definitely looking a lot better than what it was. Yeah, it was pretty gummed up, but it actually ended up dropping about 3 to 5 degrees Celsius as an average temperature, just by simply cleaning it up and changing the thermal paste. And it's not a huge difference, but it adds up. And I mean, maintaining your system, it's a lot easier than trying to, the more often you maintain something, the easier it is to maintain it. Because trying to clean up a card that was as dirty as this one takes so long, compared to just simply taking some compressed air in a can and just spraying off your card. So it definitely can be avoided a lot more so. And I definitely recommend if you have an older card or one that hasn't been taken care of very well, maybe you bought it used, that you definitely change out the thermal paste, maybe change out any of the thermal pads that are on there, and clean it up, make it look a little bit better. Definitely looks nicer and performs a little bit better as well. So I appreciate you guys watching.